Anyways, hello everybody. My name is Katie Downey, aka Goblin Katie. I am sick. So that's part of the tech fun we're having here. Um, I want to throw out a very quick thank you to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms for supplying us with a code to give our wonderful friends a free Electrum chest. The code this week is Days Jill Peed. Get 'em up. You can put that code into your game and get a free Electrum chest. And we hope if you are here for the code, you'll stick around. Last time someone said came for the code, stayed for the whale something or other.
Came
Whale
for the
tongue
codes.
stuff.
Whale
yeah.
tongue stuff. Yeah, yeah. So,
Because Jen was telling us about the
Jen, you're
biology
muted,
of
I think.
the biology
Oh yeah,
of
we were
whale
talking about
tongues.
how
Yes.
the circulation in whale tongues is really
That was
interesting
it,
because I'm a
yes.
nerd.
Oh.
And we're all there with you.
I was like, tell me something I don't know.
Lauren,
Goblin, did you-
take it away.
Did
Oh,
you
I
introduce
also want to give a
yourself?
shout out. Yes,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I will be playing a College of Eloquence bard. She's a Triton. Her name is Dominique, and she is a hot mess. And shout out to our moderators, Strike Red Kite, and the wonderful Billith, our mod in a wizard hat. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And just throwing it to you, Lauren.
I'm catching it. Hi, I'm Lauren Urban. You can find all the stuff I'm doing at lauren-urban.com. The most recent thing being, hey, do you like magic items? Do you like food? I've got 33 magic items, many of which have something to do with food. Or Kara's Oddities, available now on DM's Guild. Go and get it for the low, low price of $1.99, because in this economy, who can afford to pay more for magic items? I don't know. Today, I'm going to be playing Fairlos, who is a Tabaxi domain Tempest domain cleric. Sorry for I played a different cleric this morning and I had a moment where I got the two of them mixed up. But no, Fairlos is a big cat with a bigger hammer and now is very intent on a job that she needs to take care of.
Would you call that a clerical error?
I would- yes.
Oh,
I would
love that so
absolutely.
much.
yes.
God, do you
Let's
have
go.
inspiration? Because if not, you do
I
now.
do, I do, but I'll save it for later. I'll take a second one for later.
I'm
If
down
you want
for
to
it
just
with
hand that out.
Only one.
Ugh,
Only one.
darn.
Take it.
Well, save it for later. Donate it to those in need of inspiration. For just one inspiration a day, you can help for the low price.
In the arms
Um,
Of the angels.
Hello.
Go for it, Jen.
Hello and welcome. My name is Jen Kretschmer. You can find me on the interwebs as at DreamWisp. I stream sometimes on Twitch as DreamWisp Jen. Please, by the way, it is September. If you like hanging out here and you want to support the show, now is a great time to subscribe and also save yourself some of those valuable dollars. So please come join us, get fun emotes and support doing the things and our cool maps and the people we support on Patreon. Today I am playing your friendly neighborhood tsunami druid. Reveal it.
We did it. Except for me. I haven't done it yet. I'm about to do it. Hi, everybody.
But you got
It's-
this.
Well, you know what? Maybe. Who knows? Hi, I'm Latia. You can find me across the internet at Latia Jaquise, because that's my name.
Don't
I am
wear it
playing.
out.
Yeah, don't. Please don't. Because I mean, if you wear it out, how can I wear it out? And I need it. It's my name. But today I am playing Essiqua Havenwright. What am I? I'm a Dragonborn. I'm a wizard. I'm a blade singer. That's what I am and what I do. And it's been, I think, has it been 3 weeks for me? I don't remember. I don't know. What's happening? We're doing a prank war. That's happening. Let's go. There's also some
Man.
other stuff that's like slightly more important than the prank war, but
That's
war.
impossible. And I actually thought I was thinking about how I want these players to do combo moves. So I gave everybody the 2024 alert feat after they leveled up. So now they can switch their initiatives around. So if you see people doing, which I imagine is going to make our initiatives take slightly longer to fully get done. But if you see people doing it, that's why. I think we can just get into it. I'm Dr. Sumerian, Jeremiah Sumerian, not a real doctor. From the SCP Wiki, I write stuff and make YouTube videos. And I think we should get into our session summary. Unless I don't think we're missing
Thank you
anything.
for the gift subs, you guys. Holy cow.
Aw, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Uh,
Also, I do want to thank you for the alert feed. I forgot that this also gives me a bonus to initiative. So now Fairless
Yeah.
actually has a +3 to her initiative.
Whoa,
Ooh.
wild.
Unlike before, where it was a +0.
So this is going to be the summary for our previous episode, which was episode 7, affirmations. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of the golden sand. Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? A Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe. The scholar is in her room scribing spells into her spell book when a friend comes knocking. It's Charles Moriarty, another wizard in training. He asks for help with a plan to add a potion to the school's lunch menu. The scholar agrees to help, and the two head to the kitchen. The plan goes off nearly flawlessly, and the two escape only to be confronted by the philosopher in the corridors. After some awkward back and forth, the scholar agrees to go to lunch. Everyone sits down and eats, and the potion takes hold in most students and faculty, giving them a vague sense of self-affirmation. The students then continue on to speech class, being subjected to the horrifying effects of the potion in full. They're all forced to write vaguely positive things about themselves. The philosopher does something she's often done in these classes and forms a desk and chair out of the stone, and her teachers vaguely approve of this. Afterwards, the students go to the philosophy class, only to find that their professor has invited them to an as of yet off-limits part of the school. There they find the anomaly, a strange piece of magic that suppresses all other magic and keeps the school floating in the clouds. Here, the headmaster and professor discuss the need for secrecy and how the school itself is alive and can normally listen in on conversations. The headmaster then leaves, wanting no part of this conversation. The students find themselves embroiled in a philosophical discussion, but the message is simple. The students are all possibly keystone parts of reality, with the philosopher taking up the role of the dreamer. They can find out more by investigating an old temple to the west, and have been scheduled to sail there in about a week. The students, fortified with knowledge and purpose, leave, heading to dinner. It is 3:56 on Hunter's Day, the 11th of Dreams. The sun has barely moved in the sky over the last few days, and a fleet of dwarven warships just launched from a nearby harbor. Turns out there's an unclaimed old tech power plant in the Sun-Dappled Isles. And you guys are coming coming from the anomaly. You were here in one of the hallways, and Dominique, you spot them as you're heading down the stairs there.
Sure. Where have you three been?
Can't we just bring her back in there? Because we're supposed to talk about this, but now I don't know if I want to talk about this here. I kind of want to go back in there. Can we do that?
Talk about what?
Very, very important things.
We could go to our room.
How secure is our room?
How important is this?
Important.
Important enough that I am as concerned about the security of our room as Rivulet usually is.
Is it Professor Whitaker still with us? Isn't he? Can't we just walk right? Can we just turn right back around? Professor Whitaker!
Are you worried about someone being in the room that we cannot see?
What? Oh, your friend. Are you the? He looks down at the book that he was reading to you guys and telling you guys about. Are you the could have been queen?
I have heard that moniker applied to me. Whether it's
I-
accurate or not, I don't know.
I have somewhere I have to be, but if you would like, you now have free access to the anomaly. And he like walks off.
Excellent. And I will just open the door and like walk on in, but hold the door waiting for people to come after me.
I will slide down the banister to get to where they are and head with them into the room.
Is it really a room?
I do
Not so much a room.
I mean, it's a place, but its room is questionable as it's outside.
What is this?
Okay, who wants to explain what? Who feels comfortable explaining what? Because we have a lot to very quickly go over before we got to get to dinner.
So this is the anomaly. It's not mad. It suppresses magic so that. Did you know that the school is alive? Hold on. This is the anomaly. The point of it is to keep us afloat, but also it suppresses magic, which means that the school, which is alive, cannot hear us talk about this, which is kind of important. There we
Or-
go.
Or anyone.
Or anyone.
The school is alive.
Mm-hmm.
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 Is it sentient or sapient?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel about us walking on its face all the time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, to be honest, there were a whole bunch of questions about that alone that we all had, but then we had to move along to something even more pressing and important. So if you've got more questions about the school and about the big cool glowy ball, I would hold on to them because we cannot answer any of
I
those.
do have several questions about the big glowy ball, but what is more important than the big glowing ball?
Apparently, this whole world is my dream.
Yeah.
We can start there.
Don't wake up.
That's what I keep getting told.
Is that what they meant when they called you the dreamer?
Apparently, I don't
There-
know. It's
Is-
still strange, and
Is this dream as we understand a dream to be, or is it something that the word applies to but not completely?
we're
don't
trying
know.
to find more information. So there's a temple that has old books and information, but to the west, it's an old temple of the God in the Heart. Those followers, apparently this is an old theory, and their followers are the only ones who believed it, but it seems that this is true. And there should be a library that has the interpretations on the prophecy about this. So we'll be allowed to go there.
Speaking of
One,
prophecy-
I apologize. Just one
Yeah.
quick important question. Rivulette, are you okay?
Mhm. I'm confused at the moment, but if that's the case, I don't know how it's different than what it was before. But I also don't know how things will change by knowing.
I
what
won't go
is.
into it because I don't want to create a problem where there isn't one. But if you need anything, you let us know.
Thank you.
Honestly, that's why I thought it was important for us to tell you as quickly as possible, because whether or not you believe this philosophy, there's some interesting magic going on around it. And at that, Fearless will have to hammer and show off the writing on the business end and go, that the four of us getting mocked with this interesting bit of prose apparently makes us important in stopping an apocalypse that might be coming. And
That's what I was going to say.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so that was the thing that I thought was the most important. And while I 100% agree that the safety of Rivulet and the rest of us are the most important thing, and the philosophy stuff we can deal with later, going to find out more about what we either need to do or are expected to do or what others think we're going to do is very important.
Also, there's another god that we didn't know about. So,
Okay,
new
pinning
gods
that for a
everywhere.
moment. Esiqua, what was it you were going to say?
Oh no, Fairlos got to it.
Oh,
The fact that all four of us, having been most recently illuminated in some way or shape or form, are a part of an apocalypse stopping fighting force, apparently. But no, Fairless basically got to the heart of that.
And
okay,
also,
take the pin out of
Professor
the god
Whitaker
now.
is right, eighth god. Because apparently the 7 were television contestants, and that may have made them lucid dreaming. And there's this eighth god, the god in the void or the god in the margins. And there is always a dreamer. And the book the book we're going to find was written by someone who claimed to be a dreamer during the Kasari Empire. And also, Professor Whitaker is around from the fall of the Kasari Empire.
Yeah,
So
he's
that
old
was a
and he
bit of
doesn't
a
look
surprise.
old.
Really?
Although, frankly, this is
Just
now
a few small things with minor implications.
This
for
is far more interesting
our conception of the universe.
It's far more interesting than what I was doing to the prince's bed.
I will have questions about that later, but I do
Yeah.
agree. So the philosophy aside, because we can argue in circles about whether this is true or not, as much as this is a philosophy that comes from the people who believe in the same God that I do, I don't necessarily follow everything that they were talking about. I do believe the same thing that they did, which is, in the end, it doesn't matter. What we do matters, whether it is a dream or not, because we are here and we don't know any better. So my focus is on making sure we are all safe and we stop whatever is coming, because whether it is a fated prophecy or somebody who has read a book and now has decided that they're going to bring about the prophecy, we need to be prepared. And that's apparently where we need to go in order to find out more information. And while the god in the heart is not necessarily one to be very forthcoming with a lot of details, I can at least confirm that I had a conversation with them not too long ago, and they were vaguely indicating something big was coming that I should be prepared for.
You had a conversation.
Yeah, as much as you can with somebody who doesn't want to tell you what to do, but wants you to do something.
Do you often have conversations with gods?
Barring the ones that we had in the reactor a couple days ago, no, that was the first time.
Okay, so we have established now a pattern of you speaking to gods.
I mean, I guess if you want to call it a pattern, I'd never gone into this being very religious, and
I'm just saying, if you go by the standard measurements, once is a happening, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern.
Okay, but that only puts the 3 of you one god behind me, so...
Well, we are coincidental. She's dreaming. It's fine.
Well, whatever the pattern is, I can... And however much the god in the heart tried to tell me what to do without telling me what to do, I do believe that he was sincere about there was something coming. And while he was vague about the storm, this seems like the very obvious coincidental thing.
So where is this, what is it, library that we need to go to?
West of here.
Yeah.
How west?
sailing distance west. We have to sail.
Do we have an
that's-
actual location?
Yes.
And it is?
Maybe?
Oh, Lauren is not remembering. Hold on.
It
Neither
doesn't
is
Lucia.
begin with a B, does it?
You do not have a definitive
Okay.
location yet. No. I will save you some trouble looking in your notes.
Thank you.
Thank
Not
you.
not a specific. We're
Okay.
given a general. This is apparently at a temple that was to the god in the heart, which is by itself a weird thing. And that's where this philosophy was born, created, invented, written, whatever you want to call it. But that's apparently where we can go for more information about all of this.
Okay.
Mm.
So, Castle is alive. This world is a creation of Rivulet's dream. There's a new god. What am I
Well, we
missing?
don't know if the world is a creation of my dream, but I am currently dreaming it because there's always a dreamer. So it's possible we
okay.
share a common dream. I don't know. We don't have enough information.
Okay.
But also it's important to know we are the only students ever to have been given permission to be here, up here, and to see this. So
What happens if we touch it?
I must be honest, I don't know, and I've been thinking about it the entire time I've been here. I can't imagine that it's a good thing.
Oh, it's a
but that
terrible
hasn't-
idea.
That hasn't stopped me from wondering. It's put the fur in the back of my neck on edge, and yet it still kind of tingles in a very ASMR way that I'm enjoying.
So what does this do?
It keeps the castle from falling.
It is
So touching it is probably a bad experiment.
probably
Probably.
it's powerful enough that the reason that none of our magic works in here is because it's so powerful and loud it kind of drowns everything out, if I'm understanding this. Essequa, does that make sense? Am I saying this right?
Can I verify that with an Arcana check? I just want to roll
Yeah.
a die.
I mean, we are
For
playing
sure.
a
Your
tabletop role-playing
DC
game.
Your DC is 18.
I do not make it. That is a 14.
I spoke before I could give you guidance. Sorry.
That's okay.
Wait,
And
I
Wait,
mean,
we-
maybe.
wait.
We were assured whatever the reason is that being in here means that nobody can be intentionally or otherwise spying on us. Which is why when you showed up, I thought I'd take advantage of the fact that the door was still open.
That's fair.
But
But
we should
this is
probably.
there is a great degree of trust that has been placed in us by Marlowe and Professor Whitaker being shown this and being given this permission, and it's something that I think we need to be cautious about sharing or
Sure. All right, well, I will not poke the giant glowing spinning orb. I will not
Is-
give you additional caffeine. I will.
Is there
Ig-
anything I can gather about that orb in terms of the magic too? Is like from
Make an investigation check.
okay.
With DC is still 18, but it's kind of a sliding scale. Like you can
No,
fail.
it's not good. You know what, I'll use my initiative or my inspiration for that. I'll
Okay.
try it again.
It's like you can fail, but like there's also certain levels of success.
That's not great.
That both of those are not going to do you any good. It's hard to. This thing is pretty inscrutable.
For
Those are
no
just terrible
reason
rolls
other
for what I
than
can-
the fact that I cannot poke the orb, I want to pull out my viol and play a
Mhm.
little tune to see if there's any reaction.
Make a performance check.
$23.
Wow.
All four of you hear a humming in your heads that goes along with the sound of the viol.
I wonder. May I try casting.
Mm, mm.
I'm humming. Do I have any sense of what we know? This thing is alive, right? Oh, I can't use magic here, can I?
Mm-mm.
No.
Never mind. I will not do the thing I thought I was gonna do.
When
Though
you're-
it is using my. Oh no, it's not. Never mind.
There is
Wait,
some-
yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's using. Well, which source of my magic is the one that's not affected by this power block? What kind of magic is
what's
the
the
writing?
ability? What's the
I'm
writing?
gonna
stuff,
message you
right?
in chat to make sure that
Is the entire castle alive or just this one portion?
Oh no,
the whole castle.
Okay. Interesting.
One of the reasons we were initially brought here was not just because this is a place where we can speak without being spied upon, but because everywhere else the castle can listen in on us. And so, yeah.
The answer to your question is neither.
Okay, understood. Never mind.
I want to
It was an
try
idea.
something, but I cannot do it here.
Well, before we leave,
Yes.
we should figure out where we're going and then get the boat ready as quickly as possible. I don't know if there's anywhere in the school that we can do that.
Well, didn't the headmaster say that he wanted to meet us eventually for this? Like, we're supposed to meet with them later. Think.
He may- you're right. I don't know what it was about. So maybe he does have a more specific location or a place that we can start.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about all of you. This is not something I want to just let sit.
Oh yeah, I agree. But we also didn't Professor Whitaker said that we were going to leave to do this in about a week. So I feel like if Professor Whitaker feels like it's okay to wait that long, then I'm okay waiting that long. Although I do understand that time is somewhat of the essence. I don't know. Maybe once we figure out where we're going, maybe we can see if we can leave early.
I would prefer that. I mean, until we figure out where we're going, it doesn't make sense to get onto the boat anyway. But yeah, I don't know if he wants us to stick around for any specific reason or not, but I'm feeling
mean-
very antsy about this, and the idea of waiting irks me in a way I can't really describe.
Sam,
Yes.
with the clues that have been dropped, is that enough for me to take a guess as to where this is?
Where
That-
what is?
Where we need to go?
Oh,
the-
I mean, not for, you're getting secondhand knowledge off of these people. You didn't even
Mhm.
get to see the book that they
Okay.
that
Okay.
they were pulling from. So probably not.
Okay.
I mean, the information in the book. I actually know, to be clear, because it was a couple weeks ago, but
Yeah.
I do recall the information in the book didn't actually tell anything about this potential temple elsewhere. It was written by a person who Professor Whitaker happened to know. Now, how he came across this information, no, it was not communicated to you, but Professor Whitaker happened to know that a temple built by essentially cultists who follow this sort of darkness dreaming idea had been built to the west, and that if there's going to be information, that's probably the best place to look.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like we have something.
May I then, using that information, start using my what is it? My researcher background to find the location specifically?
If you'd like to
Yes.
try and speed things along, you absolutely can give that a try for sure. trying to remember exact. Researcher just tells you like
It's
you can find books.
when I
for-
attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if I do not know that information, I know where, I often know where and from whom I can obtain it. Usually it comes from a library, scriptorium, university, or a sage or other learned person or creature.
We have all of
Hmm.
that right here at our
Yeah.
disposal.
Well, first of all, if
You
wanna-
can put obstacles
Yeah.
in front of that
if
information,
you
but
if you
Sage
want to figure
lets you
out where
find
the
it,
exact
basically.
island is, Professor Whitaker might have more information that he hasn't disclosed to you yet because he doesn't expect you to leave for another week. There are probably books in the library that you could also go and look into, do the same research he has.
Is there a navigation or an ancient geography type of teacher at the school?
There is. Give me just-
Archaeology, perhaps?
I have a list I've been actually adding over time, just without saying anything to the list of teachers because I realized that there needs to be more teachers for various things.
Or a cultist speciality.
I mean,
We-
it's just
Right.
we
okay,
could research
Captain-
without getting specific, we could research the history of the area and the island chains nearby.
There are two schools you could, I mean, two schools, two teachers you could go to. Actually, one, your navigation teacher is Captain Grug Grimtooth, who is
Right.
not
In the
available
hospital
currently.
still.
The astronomy professor is also got quite a lot of knowledge about the navigation of these waters using, because that's like her purpose is to teach. She teaches astronomy in a general sense, but she also teaches it in the practical purpose of using it
Like
to
celestial
navigate.
navigation.
Yeah.
But would she know about the islands? Like
Out of all the
what we
people
need
who
to
are
do is we
available
need
to
to
you?
find information about the history of the islands, which
Well, you have a history teacher
navigation-
too. If you're looking for history, Professor
like
Roland Gearsmith.
ancient history, like pre
I
fall
have
of the Kasari Empire.
I have a contact. Rael. The angel.
Oh, right, that guy.
Oh,
I
the
remember
one
that it
you
took me a second.
the one you were talking to out on the shore. Okay.
Mhm.
Roland Gearsmith, I'll tell you right now. Rail's a good
Oh, Rael.
get too.
And
But
who is the astronomy professor?
the astronomy
sorry, I didn't
professor
get
is
the name.
Dr. Evelyn Greenwood. Dr. Evelyn Greenwood is the astronomy professor. Your history professor is Professor Roland Gearsmith. And when we talk about his knowledge of history, he is over 1,000 years old.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He is a warforged who was around at the fall of the Kasari Empire.
Now,
That's a
just-
known truth. Anyway, go ahead.
no, so just so I got our timeline set, about what time of day is it and how long? Because the idea was we were supposed to go talk to.
Yeah, it's about 5:20 right now. So
Oh, I have one other really weird idea that's
no,
a
not
terrible
5:20,
idea.
4:20. It's 4:21 right now. The school is currently about close to halfway through lunch, or not lunch, dinner. Sorry.
But for once, I'm less concerned about food and more concerned about order of talking to folks. So, we're supposed to go talk to. Who are we supposed to go talk to after dinner?
Marlowe had
Mar-
had specifically said he wanted to talk to you guys before school
Marlowe.
completely let out, like after dinner.
So we need to talk to Marlowe right after dinner. And I'll actually ask this in character. So we should pick up something to eat and go talk to Marlowe. After that, do we want to decide which of these professors and or angels we want to try to consult with next, depending on what Marlowe's about to tell us?
I want to talk to the school.
Ooh.
Well, apparently once we step outside of this door, you can do just that. I don't know if it'll
I plan
answer
to.
you.
It doesn't have to if I can hear its thoughts.
I don't know how you'll do that, but I look forward to finding out. But at the very
Um,
least, it sounds like we've got a short list of things we can do right away to try to figure out where we're going, including the regular hunting through books, but talking to the history professor and the astronomy professor. If Grimtooth is feeling better, maybe he can say something. And then Dominique's angel.
Well, let's not get carried away.
I mean, with all that we have learned already, I think saying that this is your angel is probably the least weird thing I've learned about today.
Touche. All right, well, let's go see what we can do here.
Well,
Is
you
there anything
know-
else we want to talk about here before we are in a place in where we could eventually be overheard?
Don't think so.
Dominique, what did you do to your adversary's bed?
You will see in the morning.
I mean, I don't know if I want to see, but that's good to know. That
Just
I
in
will
case
wait.
we are not here. I got a little green this morning when I ate that
Oh, no.
bacon. He's going to be very green tomorrow morning with the powdered kelp that I laced his sheets with.
Oh.
Okay, well that's less.
I'm not poisoning him, I'm only dyeing him.
No, that's just less gross than I thought. You said you got a little sick, so I thought that you in his bed. And
Oh, no, that would have been good, but no.
No, it's-
That's
I mean,
a
I'm glad
little...
you didn't. That's a little much.
It's a little much. It's a little much. I feel like that would reflect on me more than him.
All right, I've heard enough. I think we can go now.
Right.
Also, I'd like to assume that you included a little bit of the anti-magic dust that is available in various places around the school, so that he can't just prestidigitation
Oh,
away
absolutely.
green.
Absolutely. And the kelp that she selected is a very bright neon obnoxious color that
Ooh, I
just
love it.
clashes with everything around it.
All right. This is dinner time. Let's go over what you guys can eat if you'd like. You
Good berry.
have
But I had it already today, so I'm good. I'm solid.
grilled marinated steak, served in soft corn tortillas, topped with chopped onions, cilantro, and a squeeze of lime. There is guacamole, pico de gallo, and salsa verde available on the sides if you'd like. And a California roll with avocado, cucumber, some sesame
What's a
seeds.
California?
And
It's a neighborhood in Brescia.
Ah,
Oh, I thought that was the name of the person who invented it, the being named Callie.
Yeah.
California.
Well, it is the
Uh,
Cali family.
Mm.
And there's a seaweed salad, and for dessert, churros with chocolate dipping sauce.
Come on, man.
I want-
I want
I
you to
just
know.
had sushi.
I love
and
how
now
we
I
play
wanna
this
go
game like
back.
right before dinner.
I know, right?
In real life.
Also, I have to say, every single D&D game I've played in the last couple of
I-
days have
I
somehow
imagine.
mentioned tacos and sushi, and I'm so happy.
I love
I'm
it.
so happy.
I love it.
Nothing.
Fairlose will eat food, but she will spend because we're coming in late, she'll spend a couple of seconds kind of eyeing to see, all right, is this food laced with anything that is obvious?
Make a perception check.
Sure. That is a dirty 20.
As far as you can tell, this is just really good tacos and sushi.
Okay. And this is more she's kind of looking at everybody to see are they already turning purple or something.
So far, it doesn't seem like it.
All right.
You guys want to do anything at dinner before?
Well, not at dinner, but once we've grabbed food and left the dinner hall, I would like to cast Detect Thoughts on the
Ooh.
school.
On the school. Okay. Huh. Give me a second to look up. I mean, I
Sure,
know
yeah,
what the
no.
spell does, but this
Do you,
isn't
do you want me
such
to
a.
put it into
No, yeah, I mean, you could do that too. I know what the spell does, but now I need to look at the exact detail. It's a long spell, so I need
it
to look at the
is,
exact
yeah, it's a
details.
very long spell.
I'm assuming you're going for surface thoughts and you're not trying to dig super
Right
deep
now,
and
yeah.
cause harm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, surface thoughts right now are going to be it is just humming along to the song that you were playing earlier on your viol.
Aw.
Give
me one sec.
So now that we're back out here, is there any way to sort of I'm wondering if if I use a spell like protection from good and evil, which has very specific types of
Mhm.
creatures that it affects.
Mm.
Um
Mhm.
would that help me identify what type of creature the school is?
I mean,
Or should I just assume constructs? Or is this
mm, let's start with an investigation check to make
okay?
come to some conclusions.
My
Sumerian, I
rolls are
do
just
want
a
to try to
nightmare.
probe
I'd
deeper.
like to throw
Okay.
I'd like to throw a guidance on there if that's okay.
Absolutely.
This is just, or you know what? We have time, right? May I take a 10
Oh,
on
you
this?
could just take a 10 and get a
And then
16.
throw a guidance on there.
Sure.
Yeah, Rivulet, I can eat fast, but there's only so fast even I can eat. So you've got at least 10 minutes before I'm done with all this sushi.
My rolls are such a nightmare tonight. So that would be 17.
Okay, 17 and again, what are you asking exactly?
I'm trying to investigate what type of creature the school might be.
If you had money to bet, you'd put it on construct.
Okay.
It makes sense.
You'd like to delve deeper
Mhm.
into the thoughts. All right. Well, I hadn't statted out the school before. But I can't help but think that it would have a very good save on these things. So
Does the school have legendary resistance?
It is a
I
wisdom of 15 check.
the school does have legendary resistances, is not going to use it for this purpose.
I'm gonna just start a list of things that we should make, like things we want to make stats for, and things like for down the line if we ever start a Patreon and want to create goodies. I'm gonna just start that
Yeah.
list.
It's
Mhm.
amazing.
All right, it failed. It had a +8 and it failed.
Wow. Go school or
Yes.
go Dominique. Sorry.
Okay. You'd like to delve deeper into the school's thoughts.
Yeah.
As an action, you can, if you probe deeper the target, if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind. Okay. Let's just go down the list. Its reasoning. That would be if it was doing something, so we can leave that
Mhm.
off to the side. Its emotional state. It is afraid,
Oh.
fearful. And the thing that is making it fearful, the thing that looms large in its mind, is that a small fleet from the Hivern Union is currently being ambushed next to an island to the west called Mount Chicken Island by 24 dwarven ships. And it can see this happening from its vantage point.
I immediately relayed that to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
So it's
Three
afraid.
three Hivern Union ships are being attacked by. There is a sea battle going on in the not too far distance, and it is
So
making
3 Hivern Union's ships are being attacked by 24
Of the dwarven ships.
dwarven warships, and the school is worried that violence is going to come closer to Avalon.
Well, that is an upsetting development.
Oh, that reminds me of a question that I had at the beginning of the game. I have to find what you said in the summary, but basically the unclaimed old tech power plant, is that the one that we just fixed?
Yep.
Thought so.
This was why. This is one of the many reasons telling people before word got out was so important.
I don't think it's going to make a difference if they send 24 war galleys.
Do we think this is any more than the war at our doorstep, or that they came specifically for
Given
the-
where they are, I think they're going for the reactor.
While this is worrying, that reactor is locked down and full of radiation that's going to kill anyone who goes on in.
Unless they have the formula for the potion that protected us.
Or they're just more
Perhaps.
knowledgeable about reactors and radiation.
They also
Perhaps.
could
You know
take
what?
it and weaponize it.
Essequa,
Yeah, what up?
having mentioned that in conversation, I'm not even going to make you make a check for this one.
Yay!
There are each of the Dwarven Mountain homes is governed by a different megacorp. The one that you guys run into the most out here is Porthy Balin Shipping and Freight. However, another one is called Maze Balin Power. And Maze Balin Power operates several old tech power plants underneath Maze Balin.
I would know this because I would.
Mm.
You're from that continent.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why I know this. I contain multitudes. Interesting. So I relay this information to everybody, basically like, so yeah, this is probably what's the word I'm looking for? Expansion?
Sure.
Maze Balin is looking like
Hostile takeover?
Yeah, it's hostile in this instance, probably because they think that the Havern Union ships are trying to do the same thing. 24 warships is a lot. But yeah, that's where I'm from. Not necessarily Maze Balin, but where Maze Balin is where I am from.
Sumerian. Given the fact that Detect Thoughts lasts up to a minute,
Yeah.
what was the school's reaction to me informing my cohorts here about its thoughts?
Oh no.
Dominique just
Well-
kind of sits down on the floor and just starts petting the floor,
Could be worse.
Just
It could
like-
be, oh no, not again.
gently comforting the floor.
I wonder if it will be friends with me.
Yes. It's only going to do that when it falls out of the sky. And
We're
then
gonna be
all
best buddies. The school just
Yes.
doesn't know it yet.
Okay. I'm going to say I'm very concerned. That being said, the thing I'm concerned about is what we found out about the things that reactor is doing to keep this entire world alive. Is it fair to assume that people who are familiar with how reactors work are going to be able to find that same information that we did? And if so, not muck it up.
I'm willing to say that anyone who deals in old tech, especially in reactors, already knows how that stuff is going on, and I'm willing to bet that all of the reactors kind of do the same thing. Like I wouldn't put money on it necessarily, but I'm over 50% sure about that.
Because honestly, that's the only thing that I care about, is that I was worried that people were going to come along and just look at power and try to take it over and then muck it up. But this is at least a group of people who should be knowledgeable enough to not destroy the world in their attempt to gather power. Either way, I don't know if
these-
there's anything we can do about it.
These lands that surround the other utility systems that you are aware of, what are the conditions of the surroundings of the other facilities? Are they
Oh heck if I know.
jacked up? Are they okay?
Yeah, the only information that the only information that Esquire can give you from just the general knowledge. Now, if you want to make a check, you can go deeper on something like this. But for just general knowledge, is that Maze Balin Power exists. They run old tech reactors. That's it.
I'm just
Yeah.
trying to find out, basically, is it a toxic waste dump surrounding the active ones that they've been managing?
I mean, so I'm gonna. Well, yeah, I'm from the Loam. The Loam's a bit south of that, so
Mm.
at the very least, it's not affecting the Loam. Although the Loam being a very a very good place for farming and being so far away from Maze Balin could also indicate something, but that's just me
Right.
kind of just talking to the wind.
Hmm.
Or to the school.
Or to the school.
Wish
Do
I
you
could
think-
have a
do you-
taco. Is another
No.
thought that passes through the school's head.
I'll be right back. I'm going to run in to the cafeteria.
Mhm.
I'm going to get 2 phenomenal looking tacos and a
Mhm.
little thing of the chorizos and chocolate. And I'm going to run back out. And I want to look around the room where everyone is for like a loose brick or a small alcove or someplace where I could put the food that people wouldn't notice.
Make an investigation check. This shouldn't be a very difficult check.
Meanwhile, while Dominique has gone to do this, I say that I say I wonder if the school like has a name other than like Avalon Magic Academy. Like we call it the Avalon Magic Academy, but does it have a name like I don't know, Steve?
That beats the DC of 11, by the way.
Oh, good. Okay. I was looking for a backup.
Wait, did you just ask if the school had a name? Is that what you asked?
Yes, I was just like wondering, like,
I had asked that, and yes, it does, but we can't know it yet.
ooh, okay, we can't.
It's like a
know it.
true name kind of thing. Yeah.
Got it.
Fair.
By the way, it's the Mystic Mariners Academy, not the Avalon. Magic
It's
School.
I call this school 6 different things on a given day.
Yeah, you find a broken tile somewhere along the line. By the way, at this point, your detect thoughts is already
Right.
gone off. But
I'm going to adjust, and as I'm putting the food in that little cubby, I'm going to cast message.
oh,
Because
for
that
God's
way the
sakes.
school can reply.
I'm
I'm
gonna
going
have to
to-
create. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here we are. Okay.
I mean, I know it's only been 8 episodes, but
Yeah.
are you really surprised by us?
No, it's just I got it. I thought I had every character plotted out, every voice already available. Everything was done, and now I've got it on the fly. All right, what you got?
I mean,
what you want to say?
the thing is, like, if the school's existed this long and nobody knows about the secret that it's alive,
It's very sad.
I think
At
it's
least a
totally
student.
Like, I think it's totally plausible if it doesn't, if it's shielded from some of this stuff too, for the time
nope.
being.
What's
until
your
we-
question?
Skill up.
I know you wanted some tacos, so here you go. And I went ahead and got you a chorizo to go with it because you should have dessert too.
Oh yeah, man, I really wanted them there taco. That's good taco.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it. I will leave that with you, and I'll come back and get the plate in the morning.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll definitely going. Yep, I'm definitely going to eat that. It's good.
Oh, good. And I'll turn around to the girls. The school likes the tacos.
Somewhere in the back of Fairless's head, she is convinced that the message actually went to a rat that was nearby. But she won't say anything. Just in case she's wrong.
And I will tap the school and stand up and oh, by the way, you don't mind us walking on your face, do you?
No, that's what tiles are there for, man. That dang on.
Honestly, it was either that or like something from Letterkenny, and either way, I'm so happy.
Okay, I'm going to stand up and I just look at the rest of you. I got nothing at this point. The school is very nice.
I figured if the school was mean, we would have fallen out of the sky eons ago.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, now that we've fed the school, shall we go see Marlowe about everything else?
Ugh, I suppose we should be responsible.
I don't know
It
about
sounded like you said we should be irresponsible.
we should be both.
Did I?
Yes.
Lead the way, Fairless.
Fearless is already walking. Like in the middle of that sentence, lead the way and
All right, let's
I
take you to the headmaster's
Can't
office.
believe the school is Boomhauer.
I know. I'm so happy.
I'm
so happy.
pleased.
Oh, so good. So good.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I was hoping that you would come by after dinner. I'm glad that you made your appointments.
I'm gonna say you asked us to. Why wouldn't we?
Well, not everyone always does exactly what I say every time I say it. So listen, I want to lead by saying that this is not your fault.
well, of course not.
Right. So yesterday, when we talked about the power plant, we discussed a variety of options, and eventually I was convinced, personally, I made the decision in the end, but I was convinced to contact all possibly interested parties and to let them know about the power plant so that no one side would have an advantage of knowledge.
24 rogue galleons gives a bit of an advantage.
I just noticed that out the window. Yes.
I
So
misunderstood. I thought you were talking about the thing that we were discussing in the other room.
Oh.
I also agree this is not our fault.
Excellent. So the Hiveran Union sent 3 exploration ships filled with scientists. And they arrived a few hours ago. And I've been in constant contact with them through our sending, and also they dropped a radio off when they left. When they passed by, they dropped us a radio, and I've been in contact with them, and they were working to establish friendly relations with the frog people, and I haven't heard from them in a little while now, and I believe that the dwarven mountain homes have sent a sizable armada of warships. And I believe they may have already captured all of the scientists that were dropped off on the island. Possibly as
So-
prisoners of war.
What we had discussed was assembling a research team
Yes.
of scientists from all of the different factions,
Yes.
not putting out a wide call to everyone,
Well-
telling them where to go.
Well, I mentioned to each of them that there was a what's the word? So I contacted Königsfeld Technical Institute. I contacted the Maze Valen Power because it seemed like they would be the most likely to have people who could operate or understand the science of the thing. And I contacted the royal family of Brescia and the High Queen of Kalich, and Kalich has said that they are currently not going to be able to send representatives. Brescia said that we should stop messaging them, and and the Hiveran Union, of course, sent scientists, and the dwarves, I suppose,
Sent
well,
everything.
sent everything. I believe it's possible that knowledge other than what I communicated was also somehow gained by both sides at some point, possibly through magical means. I don't know. There are magical means that once you have the general area of something or general idea that something exists, you can usually find it pretty
Or
easily.
if you are 2 pirates on a beach that get to leave and take what you've seen to the rest of your cohorts, perhaps?
Possible. A lot of information goes out very quickly, but it seems the Hiveran Union acted in good faith, and the mountain homes have taken advantage of that.
Well, in fairness, when we talked about doing this, the war had not officially begun.
That's also true. Again, I made this decision. I did this, so this is
I
me.
don't think this is your fault either.
I
The
don't
fact
think it's
that-
necessary to apply blame. The
course.
important thing is to take care of the problem at hand.
Of course.
So how do we do that?
Well, I would not suggest sailing out for a little while, actually.
No, I
Um,
would assume that students going to stop an armada is probably not the solution here.
Well, no, well, yes, to be clear,
Though to be fair, student protesters are very
be clear-
important.
to be clear, I would not suggest, at least in the short term, that you attempt to solve this problem yourselves. But what I mean is that the dwarves have been sending several odd-looking ships sailing around Avalon, and stopping any ships that come in or leave.
Odd how?
They have a silver blue cladding on either side.
Have I
The ship-
ever seen anything like that from the life in the ocean?
It's possible.
Given the proximity I have to.
I'll give you-
I mean, same here.
Well, I've
Yeah.
got the proximity to the Bregian treasury.
Yeah. I'm gonna
The
say
treasury.
The Breasury.
both of you make Arcana checks.
Ugh.
I believe in
isn't-
you.
This is an easy DC.
17.
See what else we
16.
got. So both of you recognize dwarves, silver blue metal, mithril.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I know Rivulet enough that when that occurs to me, I just kind of look over at her because the chances are good she's seen something like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
When you say that these ships are getting a stop in any other ships, is this to commandeer or search or what?
they've done both.
They're sailing mithril ships.
They're definitely wooden ships. They're wooden sailing ships, but they're silver clads. They're silver sides.
I see.
So, as a protection, perhaps against.
Perhaps something that acts as a conduit.
Possibly.
Ooh.
If it is mithril, it would be an extremely effective defense.
Mm-hmm.
Although
What are the
cost
properties
is
of mithril here?
strong as steel, half the weight.
And that's it. No magical.
There's some
properties that
level
we
of
know of.
there that it. If you were to do like a detect magic, mithril would detect as though it were magical, but like only a little.
Okay.
It is a magical metal, but that's really only just the fact that it weighs about as half as much as steel, but is just as strong.
Is my armor mithril? I can't remember.
I think so. Maybe. Let me double
It
check.
doesn't say on it, and I know I'm in
It
another
is.
game that has a mithril suit, so I didn't want to assume.
It
okay.
is.
Okay.
Hmm.
Right, so we cannot do anything about the dwarves. Has anyone checked on Frog Village?
Well, they were all right up to the point where I lost radio contact with the scientists.
The person in charge of Frog Village, the Frog Town, is the entire island. So I'm less concerned about them.
I'm worried
Not that
about
I'm
the
not concerned.
residents being taken for use.
I agree. However, like I said, that island can now defend itself and will probably be more active in its defense, so that might be okay. Either way, I do agree that there's nothing that we can do immediately about that, and we have other things in a different direction that we need to be focused on.
I doubt. I think this is a sort of an interdiction maneuver on their parts, but I doubt that it will be a sustained effort. I was a little worried that you were going to miss out on your classes, and that's why I scheduled your sailings for next week. But I'm looking at the potential danger of leaving on a ship right now, especially one that was formerly a pirate ship. Might be a bit unsafe and or poorly advised.
How are the pirates interacting with the dwarven ships?
So far, they are not.
So the dwarven ships have not been searching or boarding them?
No, the pirates are not engaging with the dwarves. The dwarves are searching and confiscating any pirate ships they come across.
So they're just trying to avoid them. There's no collusion taking place.
I don't know.
Side note, there's something else I think we would have told Dominique up top, which is that Marlowe intentionally didn't want to know details about
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
the stuff. So it's not something to discuss in front of Marlowe.
Okay. About when you say this stuff, you mean
The dream
all
stuff
the,
we
the
eat
dream
dreaming
and
stuff? Okay,
stuff.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Literally
why
just went,
Fairlow's
nope, I'm out before we could get
Yeah.
information.
that's why Fairlow's was very vague in the we have other business elsewhere instead
Yeah.
of going into details. But thank you. Yeah, I don't think we had mentioned that. I don't like waiting for the potential pullout of these dwarves, considering what we need to go and do.
What could they do with a fourth plant that they can't do with the first three? Do you think they just want to control the resources?
How many do they?
Or
Is 3
there
confirmed? Do we have a number? Sorry.
I'm sorry, no, the Maze Balin, their old tech plants are thermal in nature.
They are not divine.
No.
Oh.
Fuck.
But once again, these are people who know about these plants, certainly as
Yes.
much, if not more, than we do.
Yes, but these are also people who are much more inclined to potentially make a deal without concern to how that will affect everyone else. And if they happen to talk to Peak, he may offer them something in exchange for being released that they would appreciate.
Do you think that they would get that far without realizing the same thing that we did, which is that is how the reactor is powered?
I do not think underestimating the greed of an individual is ever a good idea.
And it's a
If
good
I-
point. But you know what? Once again, there's not much I think we can do about this right now. It is what it is.
It doesn't mean I'm not going to fret about it.
That's fair.
And I will say, if at some future point the dwarven fleet diminishes, then perhaps the power plant can be retaken.
Hopefully it is still there to retake.
I mean, it will be. We just have to, put a different flag on it.
I'm going to put some feelers out to some contacts I have in the currently warring amongst themselves pirate captains.
I'm sorry?
There's a apparently I accidentally killed the pirate king yesterday.
Oh, whoops.
I mean,
now
you did shove him off the side of the school.
Well,
so-
I just thought, what kind of idiot goes up this far into the sky without having someone capable?
Always
Anyway.
have a plan B.
the same kind of person who would threaten the people involved in a magic school while standing in their magic
Yes.
school surrounded by their professors.
How did
can't
he
believe
survive this
Jeremy
long?
Flynn is dead.
I'm just amazed he managed to survive this long, if that's the level of forethought he puts into his plans.
Honestly, I'm just as I'm just as disappointed. I was expecting a sort of, back and forth that we could go, and now I've got to deal with, oh fuck, what are their names?
There's an O in it, I believe.
Christine Saxton, Kasdan Clayton, and Maxwell Morris are all fighting amongst themselves.
Christine
Let them
Saxton,
fight.
Clayton, and Morris?
Yes.
Do I know anything
Wait, I'm sorry.
about
One more
those
time.
names?
Christine Saxton.
Clayton?
I'll say it. I'll say it real. Christine Saxton,
Mm-hmm.
Kasdan Clayton,
Oh, Caston Clayton. Okay.
and Maxwell Morris.
Do any of those names have any significance to us?
I would say that the two people who, and everyone except for Essequa can make a history check for this.
Well, that's
Because-
rude.
Sorry. The
It's
two
okay.
people who live in the ocean and the one person who's been sailing on the ocean for a lot.
I only got a 7. I think Fairlos once again is like, this is not my concern.
I was
until I'm
eating
not
at
gonna
the
figure it out."
time.
History, yes.
Is there? Okay.
I got a 15.
History is not my forte. Yeah, 10.
Or
My
15.
dice are
Domin-
not. My dice are painfully average today. Sorry, that second roll was an accident.
Dominique,
Yes.
do you have guidance?
Me?
I do.
No, I was
I
thinking
can
of
give you.
Mara.
I can help. I can give some
Oh.
assistance there.
Okay.
Sure thing. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we
So 17.
17. So, what you know about these three is that they are Christine Saxton, specifically, is a tiefling who she is a sea tiefling
Ooh.
who
Cool.
comes from Brescia,
Let's see.
Okay.
and she is well known for before she decided to become a pirate, she was a gymnast.
Okay.
And she is well known for doing certain high flying maneuvers in combat against other ships, just showing off most of the time.
Yeah.
Kasdan Clayton is a very sort of like, "Ugh, I don't like you. I'm all gruff, but also a little stuck up."
Cranky and stuck
Got
up.
it. The
Harold
Commodore.
Flynn.
And he is from the northern continent, I
Okay.
believe specifically from Galfast.
Okay.
And then Maxwell Morris runs a Githzerai crew. He is
Ooh.
from Hivernus. And that's really all you know about him specifically on a 17.
I will tell everyone that.
You know a little bit more about Christine because
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
I'm expecting, given my life
Yeah.
in Brescia, she was almost kind of a folk hero in the circles I ran in.
I had a question. Does anyone travel subaquatically? Like, are
Ooh.
obviously pirates sail on the seas. Does anyone travel beneath the seas, like submarines?
I will say not in submarines currently, although not that you
Okay.
know of currently. The primary method of transport underwater is generally either inside or while transformed into some sort of sea creature. So both Brescians and people from your smaller village on the outskirts of Brescia are used to using what are essentially massive sea turtles that will eat you and hold you in their stomachs, and you can be carried in through the waves that way.
Okay.
I feel like that's the Greyhound bus equivalent of travel underwater.
Oh, see, I was totally picturing it as like a luxury
Really?
line. Like Yeah, like you're getting carried by turtles in the way they'd carry their
I'm
young.
just,
Like
I thought he swallowed you. Is that not, they don't swallow you?
I don't think that precludes being comfy and carried in comfort and getting a ride on a turtle.
I mean,
I want to take some of the creatures that are transparent, that are in like the mid nectar, like
Ooh.
nekton zones, and have, so you can see out and have like a glass
Yes.
bottom boat
like a
version.
jellyfish.
Yeah,
Yes.
and build that out to be a luxury liner.
Yeah.
Be an interesting
But
idea.
that's Aquatic Feywild goodies. But we could do it here too. Okay, I was curious if Under the Waves is possibly a way to travel if we can't travel up top at some point.
Yeah, again,
if
not
that's
not any
being
sort of
monitored.
mechanical. Yeah, not any sort of
Okay.
mechanical way. But it would not be outside the realm of possibility for it to also be monitored.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
All right.
Okay.
And well,
And the I'm sorry, one last thing on the three leaders that are battling, are there identifying things that we know about their ships or their fleets or their markers or their crews?
yeah, I mean, like I said, so let me hold on real quick here. Christine Saxton is just, like I said, she a lot of her pirating antics are very showy. Her ship is called it's French for circus tent.
It's the Cirque du Soleil. I don't think that's circus tent, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
I'd have to go over here to the
I'm
ships
looking.
real quick.
I know this word.
I just, while Jen's looking this up, I just want
Chapiteau
to
de
point.
Cirque.
Chateau, yep, Chapeau de
Chapiteau de
Cirque.
Cirque. Yeah.
Yeah. I got the thing open now, so that I've got it.
Mais
But then we
bon.
have the Sisters
Chapiteau.
Zavala, which is what's Kasdan, the guy's name? Hold on, I've got two different pages.
Kasdan Clayton is
Yeah,
what's it called?
Kasdan, the Sisters Zavala.
Oh, that's such a good name.
That's his
That's really cool.
that's his flagship. And then Morris's flagship is called the Ageless.
You know,
Not a lot.
it might be a good time to pause.
Yeah, we are getting close to our break.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need tea.
Understandable.
okay.
That's a good time.
Selfish.
But do you guys want to spend it? I mean, he's basically communicated what needs to be communicated. We can move to the next scene when we come back.
Yeah.
Fairless would want to ask him about what he knows about where this temple is and everything, but that can wait until we come back if that's going to be more than a moment.
If you ask him about the temple, you'll be informing him about the dreams thing.
Mhm.
Okay, but some of this he already
Well,
knows
we-
about,
And we can ask it in very vague
You could.
terms. I mean, it was sort of the things that I was going to ask other teachers about.
Well, in this
The
particular
geography
case,
of-
if you ask him, he's going to be like, I think you might want to talk to Professor
Okay.
Whitaker.
Got it.
and that
Yeah, he doesn't want to know anything.
I have one other question about. I'm going to ask this and not necessarily act on it. So I just want to put it out there,
Okay.
since Marlowe teaches summoning. If we were to say summon up one of the fun devils from the Steno pool, what kind of information might they have about this? And if we were to ask for the information or make some sort of trade, how much can we trust any information we might get from Steve or other?
if Rivulet brings that up, I think what Fairless would offer is that, except summoning a celestial instead.
Yeah,
because
it's either
they-
way.
Well, and because this is a temple to a god, the celestial might know more than the demon, and
That's-
also won't try to take our souls. Yeah.
you-
I'm
what
just
were you gonna
saying
say?
we already have someone we would not have to summon.
I think
Also,
all these are options.
also, this island is severed from the divine, of course. So,
Oh, the whole island.
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was just the school, but that might be me misremembering. Okay.
But if you were eventually to leave, you could possibly do some sort of binding ritual elsewhere to summon a celestial. Either way,
when they say that, I won't say anything, but I will look directly at Dominique, considering what we were talking about her talking to earlier.
Either way, it has been a pleasure. And remember, not your fault, all my fault. Good to
I
go.
don't think it's your fault either, but I appreciate it.
Sure. All right. Have I've got some work to do.
So do we.
So, quick question, DM.
Yeah. Okay.
The
And then we can go on
brooms.
break.
Yes, the brooms on
Yes.
this table.
Okay.
Does
Hold
Marlo
on.
ever ride them?
Let me double check what they look like, but probably no, he doesn't. He flies on his own.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna put a little itching powder on them just in case anybody else ever does borrow them.
Yeah. All right, and let's
Love
go
that.
ahead and take our break now. It's good timing.
All right, coming back at quarter till.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Alrighty, we will see you guys in just a little bit.
Jeez,
Ah.
boy. And welcome back. Also, I forgot to do it at the top because I'm forgetful apparently. But I'd like to credit our cartography by Shayan Peku, cartography by Shayan Peku Sci-Fi, maps by Luke Stratton, maps by Eightfold Paper, music by Tabletop Audio, and character tokens by Greek46.
And I have something I forgot to say at the top of the show, which is if you're into Magic the Gathering or would like to get started into Magic the Gathering, I consulted on the Duskmourn set, which is Duskmourn House of Horror, which I'm really, 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 really proud of. I love my spooky stuff, and to get to work on it was really amazing. It is so creepy and beautiful and awesome. If you want to check out the world, you can check that out. Mira Grant wrote a bunch of really amazing short stories that introduce you to the world and to the house. Though you may not want to meet this house. Actually, you definitely don't want to meet this house if you can help it. And then
I
all
cast
of the
detect
cards.
thoughts on it.
It has many of them. Most
none
of them
are
gonna
good.
most of them are going to be a real bad time. And then all of the cards, all 517 of them or something, are now up on the website, so you can see all of the art. We have we even have art by Masahiro Ito, which is, if you know anything about horror and art, that is a very, very, yeah, Katie's face says it all. So go check it out. I'm
what
really
is the
proud of
website?
it. It's on the Magic the Gathering site. It is
Hell yeah.
Duskmourn House of Horror. It's extraordinary. They did such an amazing job, and to do horror without falling into a lot of the common traps around ableism, it's like it's really, really exciting to see creatures that are not in those realms. So while still being totally terrifying, and also some of them are really adorable. There are a few that I was like, this is my child now, this creepy dog. Yeah, so check it out.
And hey, speaking of websites, you can head over to playersandbook.com. We have a website. You can find the episode recaps there. You can find information about the cast. It's good stuff. You should check it out. But definitely check out the Magic the Gathering stuff as soon as the show's over, and not during it, Katie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Katie.
I'll pull up a link and throw it in chat so everybody can.
And
can see
everybody
what goes
else.
on.
We're
So-
watching you.
Now that you guys are done with meeting with Marlo, where would you like to go next? Who would you like to talk to next?
It sounded like Professor Whitaker was going to have information for us.
Let's put you in the liberal arts classroom where he is currently working on some stuff.
Yeah, because it sounded like Professor Whitaker, and then potentially also the history and the astronomy professor, and then Grimtooth if he's feeling better. But I felt like that was lower on the list.
Dominique,
Oui.
your mentor, your class or your school mentor is currently here. She reaches over and grabs her hat off of the little stand
Mm-hmm.
and walks off in a huff. Unless you'd like to stop her.
First, what kind of huff does this feel like? Does
You
it
want to make
feel
an
like?
insight check?
Yeah, I do.
All right, make an insight check then. Levels of success, no.
21.
Okay, wow.
Wow.
Oh, and it's the flames card for the dice roll.
You see Benjamin Whitaker sitting at the table there, or sitting at his desk. You see papers strewn about the floor around the desk as though they've been knocked off. And Professor Rosenthal seems to be leaving quickly without making eye contact with you.
Gonna let that go for now.
Fair
Just
enough.
tuck that into the back of the old noodle for later. Actually, as we walk in and she grabs her hat and starts to huff out, Dominic will say, "Oh, I'm sorry, are we interrupting?"
Second here. No, I was no. And she just keeps going.
Okay. That gives me a little more insight. Thank you. Professor?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just filling quiet. Professor?
Yes. Sorry. Yes. What
I'll
is it
start
that
picking papers up as he's speaking.
yes, I appreciate that.
Please don't trouble yourself. Go on, you were saying.
Yes, you needed you needed something else?
No,
Yeah,
we need
so
Oh,
we
go
need
ahead.
to go find we need to locate a temple to the west that was part of a cult to the
Yes,
god in the
yes.
heart.
The one I was telling you about earlier today, yes.
Yes. Do you have any more specifics on where it is?
I
What?
didn't earlier, but I do now.
Wow.
That is good to know because that is something we are going to require very quickly.
So the name of this, and he points to a line in one of his books here, Ile de Rêve.
Isle of Dreams.
Yes, I suppose that would be correct.
Ile de Rêve.
In the Brescian tongue, I'm not particularly adept at it.
Very few are.
I know some stuff.
You know, for a group that might have been trying to keep some of this secret, they definitely were naming things very obviously, weren't
It's
they?
very to the point.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think
almost
that-
impressed.
I don't know if that was the name they came up with.
It may not be a common name. It could be. It was originally called something else, and this just sort of settled on it at some point.
Or they decided to put the temple there because of the name of the island or a bunch of
be.
different
That's
things.
an excellent I don't know. The etymology of the island name escapes me. However,
Chicken Island or the egg?
yes. Yeah, okay. So anyway, I'm currently looking for information on exactly where it is. But I have a name now.
The island or the temple?
Yes.
So I'm assuming this island is not something on any maps?
Well, it's not named that on the maps, no. But I
Okay.
believe if I do enough research, I'll be able to find information about surrounding islands, and then at some point I'll be able to narrow it down. But it's going to take me at least probably a few days. In the meantime, I would suggest you prepare yourselves for the venture. Now, I know you have your classes to go to, but I would very strongly check your ship, make sure that it is well
Ship shape?
supplied. Sure, and it may not be it might require repair. I was looking, and it seems that your ship is a bit of
Fixer
a
upper.
it's small,
Hmm.
yes.
It's a
So
starting ship.
yes. So what I was suggest also it can take more than 4 people to sail it. So if you'd like to potentially recruit friends that you think would be capable sailors, that would be helpful on your mission, let me know. I'll let Headmaster Marlowe know, and he will okay it or say no. Say no.
I thought one of the points of all this is to not get others involved because they might be put in danger.
Well, the problem is if you are not prepared,
If something
everyone is
happens
in
to one of
danger.
us, worst case scenario, we won't be able to get the ship back with just 3.
That is, yes, a problem. See, if you do not go fully prepared, then the danger is worsened, not lessened. I would highly suggest if you choose someone that you trust them explicitly and implicitly and in every way possible.
How many do we need in order to be fully manned, fully crewed?
2 more would make you functionally fully manned. 4 more would make you 100% manned fully. So between 2 and 4.
Hmm.
Each of us could pick someone then? With the
Hmm.
agreement from the rest of the group that that individual is trustworthy?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who Essequa will pick.
I mean, it's not really I feel some sarcasm in what you say there, Dominique.
Petit peu. Right, well then, that gives us something to think about. What lines were you following to figure out which island it is?
I'm going to read more texts from this era when this name was the one being used.
Hmm.
And hopefully there will be references to nearby islands with names I can more readily recognize. And with any luck, I'll be able to look at a map and be like, well, that's the island that no one is naming in this text. That's probably the right one.
That is a fair leap of logic, sure. What do you think we will find there?
I couldn't tell you, actually. Although, I will say, according to this text, it was known to the Brescian royal family.
Hmm.
And I would like to say, Rivulet,
Yes.
I could use your help in doing this research
All right.
if you're willing and have the free time.
Of course.
Yes.
I don't know how much help I can be, but I'd also be happy to help if it just means combing through books.
Well, there are multiple things that need to be done at once. See, Rivulet can help me with the research. Someone needs to prepare the ship. You are the most able sailor, I think, of all.
Definitely not me.
I think that's fair to say without ego, yeah.
I mean,
But if
feel
you'd
free to
like
put
to-
some ego on it if you want.
Ego only gets in the way of knowing the truth.
Well, I've never planned an expedition before, so I'm just suggesting things. But it's whatever you would like to do. But for the sake of research, Rivulet, I would very, very much like your help. This is we've talked about this before. This is an area of common knowledge between the two of us. So
Absolutely. Just let me know what you need.
Fair enough. Tonight, nothing. I have some other work I need to do on my own, but tomorrow and for the following few days, I perhaps after classes, we will be able to work together and find the information that we need to find.
Um, I'm just kind of curious. As we've been standing here talking to him, I've been kind of taking in the professor's appearance.
Sure.
Um,
No, come on.
does he look flushed?
Mhm.
Just
No,
making
he's getting
sure.
over it.
So
making sure.
fun thing we also probably would have told you about is that he is a changeling and can change his appearance at will. Was invented as a weapon during the leading up to the war.
Early the fall of the Kasari Empire. He
Mhm.
was towards the end of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, things that we didn't mention but
It's
would
fine.
have been included in the conversation.
Yeah.
And in this moment, I think it's like weirdly, it makes sense that Jen brings it up as rivulet because I think that would have been something
Yeah.
Riv would have brought up. I don't know if I would have mentioned it.
Okay.
You know. But yeah.
Well, are all of these papers yours, or do some of them belong to the professor?
I think they're all mine.
Oh, okay. As I was picking them up, I was kind of skimming over them. Was there anything interesting in this stack of papers?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Whoa! That was real close. That is a dirty 20.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Honestly, some of it are worksheets he's been putting together for
Mhm.
students.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it is a little bit of notes he was taking that it looks like while he was doing his research.
Mm-hmm.
And are you looking for anything specific?
Anything that I probably shouldn't see, or any papers or homework assignments that belong to anyone that annoys me.
Prince Hespera's had a class today with not Whitaker but Rosenthal in the same room.
Okay.
And one of his papers is mixed in with these.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Oh.
Oof.
Wait, which paper was it?
It was just one of his, like, he had an assignment today he turned in and
Mhm.
it got mixed in
Wait,
with these.
who turned in? I'm sorry, that's the part
Prince
I missed.
Hespera.
Prince Hespera.
My buddy. Yeah, it's not in that stack anymore.
Oh no.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
18.
Fair enough. As far as you know, you've gotten away with it.
Okay.
The school knows, though.
School.
That's
always.
cool. Me and the school are food buddies, so I feel
That's
like
That's how the prank war happens. The school
is.
is the one who
It
who
is.
notices everything.
exactly.
Yep. When I'm thinking back to our ship about getting
Gotcha.
it fixed up for this kind of trip, is there anything in specific that we need to do, or any supplies we need to pick up, or is it just kind of the normal?
You
Right.
have a Goodberry person with you at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
It can usually be a good idea to have a second person in case that first person, either a second person or some supplies to get you back home.
Yeah,
Just in
supplies,
case.
and also I can cast create food and water. So
Then you don't
it's-
even have to worry. Yeah, as long as you've got a second person, you're good to go. In fact, your operations classes would have taught you that. Ingrain that in your head pretty good. Never have a single point of failure when it comes to food and water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're good on that end of things. You really should go and check your ship out, see if it needs to be repaired. Maybe resupply with spell components to go along the way. You guys have recently learned a few new things, especially Essequa, who has learned a bunch of new spells and probably has at least some need to go pick up even the low cost or almost no cost material components.
Yep. And then I'm gonna go write a letter.
Well, that's fair. So what would you guys, so I mean, Benjamin Whitaker's going back to his research here. You guys have the rest of the night, and we actually can compress some things down to just get us to the next week. But let's go through the stuff you want to do.
I want to attempt to change the answers on the prince's assignment.
Yes.
And basically give the impression that he did not pay any attention during the lesson, and he is using the assignment to write a love letter to the professor instead.
Okay.
I love this.
Like a coded love letter. It's like a poem about her, but instead of like answer, like if it was a math question, it was 2 + 4. Instead of saying 6, it would be like, I am bedazzled by the spheres of radiance set in her eyes.
All right. First, make a forgery check.
Okay.
That's going to be intelligence plus proficiency plus 20.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna roll a d20 and then just manually add those. Okay, intelligence. Oh, that's not great. +4, so that'd be a 15. I'm gonna use my inspiration. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
The things we use our inspiration on.
I know, right? Oh, that's better. 18, 19, 22.
Important stuff.
All right. And okay, so you successfully, I'm going to say you successfully forged this to the point where it's basically indistinguishable. How do you make it seem as though it's directed at the professor specifically?
Because through the vagueness, there are little details that pinpoint. Like, there's a description of everybody has sort of a scent to them, like a signature scent. And it will, like, reference the begonias that cling in the air as she passes. There will be a line in there about the feel of her and some description of a piece of clothing that she often wears, brushing against his arm, sending his heart to the stars, and stuff like that.
All right. I will keep that in mind.
Okay. And that night, I'm going to sneak it back into the stack of papers in the professor's room.
Okay. Yeah. It's funny because you're not going to probably get, well, no, you know what?
I'm going to ask the school before I go in to make sure he's not in there.
Yeah. But I was going to say you normally wouldn't get to see the results of this, but you're in his class, in the speech class. So you do get to see the results of this in the next day. Now we're gonna truncate things. We may go back to do something else to the night, but I'll tell you right now what ends up happening is the teacher, to point this out to Princess Spara, says she doesn't appreciate it, that wasn't appropriate, and then reads it out to the class.
Okay.
I would like you to make an insight check.
Oh God, let it be accurate.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no! No!
No!
See if you can get your guidance.
Hang on. Let me check something. I do not have proficiency in insight.
No.
Yeah, that's why it's +4. You got your half proficiency.
I could cast borrowed knowledge
You
to
want to
get
get a bonus? All right, how many
Yeah.
points would that give you?
That'd be
An extra 3, I think, if you're adding
plus
your
3, so that would
proficiency.
be +7. So that would be
Well, no,
wait, no, 'cause
it
that's
wouldn't.
already
It
added.
wouldn't be.
Yeah.
So real quick, if you're not proficient in it as a bard, you have half proficiency already.
right, but I'm not.
it's not gonna be a
proficient. Oh,
right,
I see
right,
what
right.
you're saying. Okay, then no, I won't
Borrowed
do it
knowledge.
'cause
Borrowed knowledge
it's-
wouldn't be a +3 in this instance. It would be like +2, +1.
I wouldn't.
something
I
like
wouldn't
that.
be able to get high enough, so I won't bother.
Yeah.
I'm too busy snickering.
We can actually talk about whether or not borrowed knowledge is a worthwhile spell for you, given
Okay.
your bardic ability.
Yeah,
that
I
gives you half
didn't think
proficiency.
about the fact that it's already
Well,
Yeah, it's
somewhat
true.
there. That's a good point. So if you're okay
anyway.
with it, I may change that.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Well, that's after, but anyway, with an 8,
Our DM is
You-
very kind.
with with an 8, you don't get to spot the interactions that this causes. Let's
Okay.
just put it that way.
Okay. Does anybody else notice?
All of you are also in that class.
I have a passive
Ooh.
insight of 16.
Okay. So the weird thing is that Professor Rosenthal shares a lot of physical similarities, except for the fact that Shabra, one of the other students, is an orcish lady. They both share a lot of physical similarities, and despite the fact that most of the class believes that Princess Sparrow wrote a love letter to the professor, Shibra thinks that it was to her.
Oh no.
And is she happy or embarrassed about this? Like, is this
With just your passive insight, not enough to know.
okay?
Ooh.
But if you'd like to roll, I'll allow it.
Roll.
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 Lauren will roll for all of. I think here's what happens because Feralus actually doesn't care. But
That's a good point. Yeah.
I think what her passive also picks up is that Dominique is like keyed into this interaction and has her head is just looking everywhere. And so I think for Dominique, she'll give it a try. Let's see.
That's true friendship.
That is a true blue
14.
ride or die right there.
That's
Yeah.
a 14. You
It's a
could guidance
14.
yourself.
I can't. I do not have guidance.
Oh, you don't have guidance. All right, fair enough.
Nope.
Um,
I figured we got 2 people in the party of guidance. I went for other things.
I do
Fair
not
enough.
have guidance, just to clarify.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh,
But yeah, so
wrong character.
it's not enough to really get that, and it's hard
That's
to
okay.
tell.
It's all right. Fairlos is
Well-
in the middle of like making lists of the stuff that we need to pick up to repair the ship and to
That's
you know
fair.
make sure we have backups
I'll-
of everything and just kind of. mm, mm.
I'll say, because I doubt this is ever going to be an important story beat later.
Oh,
Um,
do not do
Don't
that.
do not dig that
No.
hole for yourself,
No, no,
sir.
no.
Right? Don't make
I
I
promises.
just talked to the school. Okay.
That's fair. That's fair. Shibra and Princess Sparrow both have a mutual crush on each other.
Aww.
That neither one of them have been.
Matchmaker, make me
Yeah.
a match.
So
Oh,
I guess your prank sort of
that's
may
kind
have
of sweet.
worked and also backfired at the same time. You got both.
Yeah, but that makes it even better.
No,
Fair
task failed successfully.
Yep.
It's like he's a putz.
you
but
you just much adoed them, Katie.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she's one of the artsy types in the school, and he's like the jock type. They do not normally go in the
Oh.
same circles.
Oh, what a piece of work.
What a piece of work
But let's,
is
let us-
Goblin.
let us go back to the day before. If anyone else wants to do something after their classes.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm-
I have.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead. No,
no,
please.
I was just gonna write a couple letters.
Right.
Yeah, no, I
Good.
mean, I'm gonna write. I send irregularly regular letters to my parents. So
Understandable.
this is just like a status update. Hey, we I passed my sailing class. I got an internship. We're sailing out in a week. Some really cool stuff. Hope you're well. Say hi to Soren for me. And then I write a letter to Soren, asking him what he knows about or if he's heard of the Ile de Rêve.
Mhm.
And if he can provide any information on it. Like I send like some very vague, just I'm not gonna completely inform him about what we're doing or why we're doing it, but just like some kind of vague information about why we're going.
Who is
like,
that
why
to
we're
again? Let me just. I'm writing
Thorin,
this down.
Thorin,
right.
my friend in Talon's Reach.
Gotcha. All right. Have you? Well, I'm sure out of your character certainly has. I'm not sure if your player has. Have you yet interacted with Nathan the Nothic, the male guy for the
Mm-mm.
school? All right.
No.
Oh, you are in for a treat.
Let's.
Oh my god.
I
Let's put him
actually
on-
I had a letter as well. Can we team up on this thing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Sure.
And they'd be like, so you've never actually met the Nathan, the one who's in charge of the mail.
No. I've either asked you to take my letters with you, or they just kind of, I'm sure there's a place where letters go where I don't necessarily have to interact with Nathan the Nothic, but I'm beginning to regret this instantly.
You should definitely meet him. He's a very nice Nothic. Come on.
I mean, yeah, my brain is so ridiculous today. I'm like, I have a place where letters go.
I think that's an awesome brain, not a ridiculous one.
Right?
No, I'm
So
here for
I want to focus on the game, but it's just
That's fair,
doing musical
okay.
theater
Mhm.
tangents.
all those songs that just show up.
Mhm.
And yeah, just for reference, the two letters that she's written, one is to her brother, one is to her mom. Her mom is very much a much more sedate version of events, sanitized.
Your mom isn't just walking empty clothes?
No.
I thought everyone's mom was.
just and then the letter she writes to her brother, it doesn't really go into much more detail, but does ask him to keep a closer eye on mom, and also check that your weapon doesn't suddenly have some weird magic writing on it, just in case. And then see, when I met Nathan, it was in the library because he came to me, but I'm assuming that I know where the mail goes.
Well, this is the thing. If you finish your letter,
Nathan appears.
Nathan is going to crawl out from underneath your bed.
Hi, Nathan. How you doing?
One moment here.
So yeah, for
I'm,
reference, in my one shot, like he showed up under the desk and gave me a note. So
I'm
that's
sorry,
how I
who
met
is this?
Nathan,
Nathan
the
the
Nothic.
Nothic.
Nathan the Nothic. He's the male guy.
Yeah.
I
Never
love
heard
him
anything
already.
about Nathan the Nothic previously.
I think
So yeah. I the school told me you had some you had something to mail.
We both do, but now that you mention it, something makes a lot more sense that I've always wondered about. So you actually talk directly to the school.
Wait, hold on. You know about cuz I meant that metaphorically.
Sure. So in the hypothetical metaphor of you talking to the school, that's how you find out that people need letters, because I always thought it was a little impressive that you showed up at just the right time.
Yeah, that's always been my thing. Yeah.
maybe I just never paid attention, if that's the case. That's
I'm
probably
pretty Yeah, you always just write your letters and leave them laying on a counter, and I just take them where they need to go.
And you've just assumed it's been me the whole time.
yeah. Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised that none of you have ever met him. But yeah, Nathan, this is, well, you probably already know everybody. So
My mail is
Oh, yeah.
always just sitting on the table.
Yeah, it's because I'm good at my job.
You really are.
Yeah. Anyway, also to be fair, Dominique, most of your mail, not most, all of your mail when it arrives is already opened.
Okay.
Yeah. This is
Is
true
that-
of all mail. That
Okay, I
goes
was
in
gonna say,
and
is
out.
that normal for
fair.
everyone? Okay.
this also explains
What, the mail is open?
a little bit. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I also think that if that's the case, there will be like, no, this is fine. If I knew this, I would have taken steps to ensure that like nothing that isn't already known would be made known. So
He's gonna take the letters from you. All right. Anybody else got something else they want to send? Oh, hey, you. And Dominique, he's gonna hand you an open letter.
Yeah. Nice to
From your-
receive it from you. Merci. What we got here?
It's from your father.
Did Nathan say that, or was that the DM?
That was me.
Okay.
It's from Papa.
also, whose bed did he crawl out from under?
That's a really
He
good
crawled out
question.
from underneath Furlos's, specifically.
And she like, you watch as like she sits there and finishes the letter, puts a stamp on it, gets it all, and then like just lifts up one leg like she's expecting him to crawl out from under the bed.
Yeah. All right. So there's your letter.
Merci.
Sorry
Hey.
to hear about your
So-
sister.
Wait, does that mean that there's like a trapdoor and system of tunnels under the room?
No,
I don't
No.
think. No.
Oh, I was going to be so excited to have that.
no.
Oh.
He
That would be exciting, but
that
this
would be
is
fun.
Nathan's cooler.
Nathan.
But
Nathan
Nathan's
just comes.
spectacular.
Nathan fades in based on shadows.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
Nothics.
That's
I
great.
love them.
So cool.
And-
So-
at
hey.
the comment about her sister,
Yeah.
Dominique just tunes everything out and rips open the letter and begins reading.
Right. Well, it's already open, but sure.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, there are 5 platinum pieces in there for you.
Wow.
Thanks, Dad. Okay.
Yeah, this is from your noble
Yes, from Dad.
father.
Your noble
My
father.
noble father.
Your father
The
was a
Earl.
noble.
Your noble father.
And your sister has been arrested. She was getting involved in protests against the crown.
Ooh.
And during one of the protests, the town guards came in and arrested everybody. And even though your father is capable and like well known in the rich and also well known, he can't get her out. She's being charged with treason.
They've lost their damn minds.
Hey, are
Um,
you okay?
I just hand Furlos the letter, and Dominique goes over and stands next to the window and just kind of watches outside.
I'll skim it and then read the relevant parts. Actually, before I do, is Nathan still there?
Like as soon as you turn like slightly and turn back, he's gone.
Okay.
Like the minute he's out, he just waits for the right moment to be completely out of sight of everybody, and then he's gone.
Okay. And that was more to make sure he had left before I start reading off the letter, even though he's already read it, but it feels more proprietary. It feels more
Yeah.
appropriate. So yeah, I'll read off the specific parts and then go, well, considering the discussion we had a while ago, I respect your sister for what she's doing, but I'm sorry that it's not being taken very well.
Russia has a lot of problems right now. There's very little that can be done to stop them. But at least it can't... Russia hasn't passed any new laws in a while, so hopefully they will not do anything more. And perhaps the people who are trying to overthrow the kingdom will be able to before.
Is your father expecting you to come home on this or stay here and be safe?
It's just an informational thing. He even gave you 50 gold worth of platinum, but he gave you 50 gold's worth of stuff just as part of your allowance to make sure that you're comfortable.
And I think Fairlos is asking more like, is there reading between the lines? You know your father. Is he hoping that you stay away, or is this a veiled invitation to come back?
He would never ask me to put myself in danger. But I would imagine he is in a great deal of pain right now.
Is there anything that we can do to help?
That depends. Do you want to overthrow a kingdom?
Yes, but first,
Do
after
you
we
wanna
save the
commit
world.
treason?
I was can we add it to the list right behind saving the world and helping Rivulet? If only because of the hierarchy of needs. If the whole world is destroyed, then there's not much of a kingdom to overthrow.
Yes, but everyone at that protest has been taken in. People just trying to be heard are going to be silenced eternally. That
they
is
gonna have-
Brescia.
Are they gonna have a chance at a trial or anything?
Even if they did, do you think it would be a fair trial if the government is rounding them up and throwing them into prison and saying they are traitors? Do you think it's possible for them to get a fair trial? There is no fair trial in Brescia.
Is this the spark that's gonna set off an actual revolution? How many people were taken?
I
The
don't know.
protest had 200 people in it.
He said it was about 200 people. And he said they took everyone. So it's safe to it's safe to assume 200 people are now in prison, and
That's 200 people with families and friends who are a good portion of those are going to be unhappy enough to want to do something. This sounds like this might be a growing revolution, if I was to make a guess.
there has been a revolution going for a while. It has been quiet for the most part. The queen has a daughter, and she is... Before I left, she was making noises about wanting to take the throne. So it's possible the people will rally behind her. But she's just more of the same. I don't think she wants it for the good of the people. I think she just wants it for herself. I hope my father's okay.
And with that, did you have something else? I'm sorry. Essequa,
Me.
you do need to go and get some spell components.
I do.
You want to head down to the beach?
Yes.
There is a magic shop.
Yes. To the beach. Where are we going to the beach?
Let us take you over to here.
Is the beach where we get all of the spell components, or is this part of the school?
The
Like-
school does provide you with some things, and this
Okay.
is not just necessarily Essequa. I'm just saying Essequa probably does need to go to pick up spell components for all the almost probably half a dozen, 8 spells you've added since.
Yeah.
But if anybody else wants to come along, they absolutely can.
Oh, absolutely. I won't miss a chance to go into town.
And I need to find a diamond. So if this is where I gotta go,
Am I able to go, or am I
Absolutely,
still
anyone can go.
with-
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Benjamin?
Well, Benjamin was saying he was needing your help over the next few days. This is still the.
Oh, okay. I thought I was still up in
You're
the
good.
room with him.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good.
I get the sense we're jumping around in time a little.
We are a little
Mhm.
bit.
Okay.
Because we're gonna crunch this to get all together so that next session you guys are basically gonna be ready to leave, hopefully.
Cool.
Got it.
So this is the beach. Each one of these buildings is actually mapped out inside, but you guys were going to go here. So let's take this and put it on.
Oh, okay.
So in the bottom right hand side, I just removed the roof for Lazare de la Fontaine's magic shop.
Oh,
And we could
Lovely
put you
place.
guys down if you guys aren't
What?
already.
what? Look at his hat.
So spiffy.
Right. I will say this because I am nothing if not economical. On the way down to the beach, there are a couple of supplies that I can acquire naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I would have done that.
Absolutely.
So I only need like of all the stuff that I've gotten since we started playing, I only need like one or two things. Actually.
That's fair.
Hold on a
I'm
sec.
looking to see what I need that I wouldn't have already.
Yeah.
I just noticed one of the differences between with the new Revivify because I didn't
Okay.
realize I'd taken it, and it now says because I wanted to remind myself how much the diamond I need, and it now says 300 plus gold pieces, and I'm like, that plus is new. Wait a second.
Oh, what's the plus for?
Oh, could you imagine it? I'm sorry.
Because I'm sure there are DMs out there who say it must be
God.
precisely 300 gold.
Oh,
Yeah,
got
but-
I
it.
have one that's worth
100.
301 and one
That's
that's
what I
worth
was being like, yeah.
299.
I was like, could you imagine a DM doing that? And then I was like, I stopped myself and said, yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
that.
Listen,
I can't.
listen.
Yeah.
We had the opposite happen, in where if if you get a diamond that's on sale or on clearance, does
Oh,
it still cost 300 gold?
Wait a
I had
minute.
to
Was I there
contact
for
my-
that?
If you don't pay for a
Okay, I
diamond,
heard
is
about
it
that.
still
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
who determines the value of a diamond and whether it's
Oh.
worth 300 gold, which is not really a thing. I just found that funny that was.
So
I'm like,
we're really
"Hmm,
only
huh."
worrying about material components for things that are like 15, 25 and up.
Yeah, that's all you really have to seriously worry
Okay,
about.
so I just
Although,
have to
like,
worry about holy water then.
Yeah.
I think
but like, you can pick up
I can
things
help
along
you
the
with
way.
that if you need.
Yeah, you don't have
it's
to.
got to
You
be
don't have
worth
to make an
25
itemized
gold though,
list.
so I don't know if that's doable on your end or not.
So you guys get down here. Lazare de la Fontaine is currently working on some sort of a potion at the center of his shop. Just double check real here, quick here.
I
Oh,
think there would have been a small like this is above table. Lauren, does Fairlow shed?
Yes.
Then we would have had a conversation about whether or not you could you could if I could borrow some of your fur.
Amazing.
You cannot borrow, but I will give, because once I give it to you, I don't know what you need it for. I trust you, but I do not want it back. If it's come off
That's-
of me, then I don't need it anymore.
I mean, that's fair. No, just one of the spells I picked up over the last couple of days just requires a little bit of fur.
I mean, we're not in the colder part of the season, and so I don't have my undercoat really in there that I can get out. And Fairlos one morning will just be, doing her normal brushing, just like everyone else brushes their hair, and she just keeps going all the way down, and then whatever's there in the comb. And I hope this is enough. If you need more, let me know, but it'll be a bit easier once I am shedding.
No, this will be quite enough. Thank you. I don't think I consume it. I mean, I haven't cast a spell yet, so I don't know if I consume it on cast. So we'll find out.
Well, if you do have to consume it, I can tell you that I do keep myself very clean.
Of course you do.
you as you walk in, Esqua, you spot on this table right here. I'm gonna ping it. You do
table.
you spot a spell scroll, which always piques your interest. Weighed down by a tiny bottle of something.
And then would I have been here before?
Yeah, you've probably come here before.
Yeah, I mean, I figure I would because I have illusory script and the ink that I need for the spell is consumed every time I use it. So
Well, it's always a pleasure to see students from the academy coming to my humble shop. What can I do for you?
Well, I need ink. I need ink. Magical ink, obviously, because I wouldn't be here if I just needed regular ink. Also, what's that?
Oh, that's a spell that one of my friends dropped off.
What's it do?
Would you like to take a look?
I mean, yes, of course, obviously.
This is Speak with Ships.
The heck?
Level 2 spell, action casting, range touch. Components are verbal, somatic, and material. The material is a miniature bottle of sparkling water, which is what is currently weighing down the scroll. Duration of 10 minutes. School of Divination. You establish a telepathic link with a ship you are touching, both granting it some semblance of intelligence and allowing you to hold a telepathic conversation with it. The spell fails if the ship was the target of this spell within the last 24 hours. Most ships have little to say about topics that don't pertain to their environment, their state of repair, their passengers, or contents. This is not true of all ships, however.
How much?
Oh, that one? You know what? You can have that one for free.
Nothing is free, monsieur. You
I am,
yourself told me that with your very own lips.
and I'm grateful, but also suspicious.
Oh, of course. My friends dropped that off here for the first interested party that wanted to take a look.
And these are the friends you told me about the last time?
Yes. No strings attached.
That's very uncommon for your friends. Why?
Well, consider it a taste of what can be provided if you were to make a trade.
First one is free, eh?
I like that.
Yeah. Like he says, he says, consider it a taste, and it's already kind of like in my pocket.
You can have that. You can have that little bottle as well. You're gonna need it.
Is this consumed on casting, or is it
No.
just like okay?
It's just a regular spell component.
Just make sure
Neato.
that nobody accidentally consumes it when they get thirsty.
Oh no, it goes in like my spell component pouch is on the complete opposite side of me from my canteen. This will never happen again.
What else do you need?
The ink and a crystal rod and then I
Yeah,
write
yeah.
a short list of stuff that I need.
We don't have to go too much into too deeply into that. Furlos, you need your diamond. I will say, we talked about this before.
Mhm.
You can get extra diamonds here if you'd like, but you know that if you inform the school that you need a diamond for Revivify, the first one they will give you once you
And
learn
yeah.
and capable of casting that spell. But you can always get more.
I could, but I don't have 300 gold, so I will definitely be getting one free one from the school.
Gotcha. And if you guys would like to buy anything else here, there is a magic shop.
I
There's
would
some-
like to peruse the magic
Yeah,
shop.
I'd like to see what they have.
Yeah, you seem like the type of DM to have a list.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, what do you want?
Gasp.
Oh no, that's too
Oh,
much of a
that's
sandbox
tough.
for me.
Yeah.
I would like a bag of holding, please.
I hold out a
Um,
bag of holding.
Well,
I would like my own bag of
Okay.
holding. Okay.
Mr. De La Fontaine, if you say you need a bag of holding, Mr. De La Fontaine is going to get up from his seat and lift up the seat and pull out a bag and put the seat back down. Something like this, then.
Yeah, but why were you sitting on it?
Well, no, my friends, they sent it to me so that I could sell it to you.
Me specifically?
Yes.
I feel like that's false. Anyway, how much do you want for it?
I don't think it is.
Well, how much are you willing to pay?
That is a question of we don't have all day.
May I speak with my associates for one moment, please?
Absolutely.
I ask.
Mm,
Okay.
Merci. I'm going to pull everybody outside. I just want to make sure all of you know who this man deals with.
Is it pirates?
No. No. Think darker. Think higher
Dark pirates?
consequence involved in the deals you make.
Oh.
I
Or
thought I
lower
smelled.
consequences.
Hey! Just be very careful what you do.
Lurking Writer says lawyers.
I mean, you're
I
not
mean,
wrong.
I mean, not wrong
Yes.
at all. They
You
like
got
their
pirates.
contracts.
When he
Yep.
talked to Dominique multiple times, he said he had friends in low places.
Mhm.
Very low. Like 7 levels low.
Well, and
Nine!
the fact that he keeps saying friends with
Friends.
such
Mhm.
an obvious amount of air quotes without needing to do it is very telling.
The deals you choose to make are your own, and I am not going to judge you for them. I just feel it's only fair for you to be informed of what you are dealing with.
Oh no, that's appreciated. I also forgot that you had one, so we really don't need one because you've got one.
You can carry it if you want. You have more things that you carry than I do, I think.
I would appreciate.
Since it's not Reginald anymore, I don't really care. Here. I will give you the bag. I just want to keep the frog around. He's fun.
Okay.
I assume he's not with us right now, or is he?
He's always on your shoulder
Oh,
unless
he
you
is?
decide
Okay,
you
cool,
want
cool,
him.
cool. So yeah.
Unless
it's
you
not-
decide you don't want him to.
No, I'm perfectly happy having him. I didn't
Okay.
realize if he was with us right now or not. I give
Wait,
you
wait,
the
wait.
bag and just say, I've got Reginald. What do I need the
Wait.
bag for?
Wait, we need to back up for a second. Has Reginald become your familiar? Because I was totally under the impression that Reginald and Frog in a wizard hat were now going to school here. And
No,
was-
Reginald is
Frog
sticking
in
with
a-
us.
Frog in a Wizard Hat is definitely going to school here.
Yes.
Reginald, I thought was just gonna live in our dorm room.
Yes, that is my
Okay.
understanding as well. Yeah.
Hey,
I
while you
thought
guys
that
were
both
going to
of them were.
classes, he's definitely hanging out in the dorm room. But
Yeah.
if you want to pick him up and put him on your shoulder,
Oh, yeah.
uh,
Yeah, anytime I'm not like on school grounds, I'll have him with me. Absolutely.
sure.
Wait, so then that also begs the question: is this Reginald's bag of holding? Because Reginald is very particular about his bag of holding. He likes to keep it with him.
No, he was the bag of holding.
Yes,
yeah, but he was
that-
keeping it when he was done
Oh.
with it. He was using it as a cape.
Oh, I did not understand.
I
that part.
love
Okay.
that for him, actually.
do
So then, yeah,
too.
no, we're gonna have this
Yeah.
whole conversation, and then I'm suddenly gonna realize Reginald is there, and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is Reginald. This is Reginald's bag of holding. I don't want to.
No, it's fine. It's not fine. It's mine. But if you want, I don't want to impose. It's
I
whatever's.
completely misunderstood the situation when it happened. Reginald, I am so sorry. I would not have given away your property if I had given. If my
No,
brain
s-
had functioned.
No,
Oh, you-
Reginald.
If you let me keep it, you can always put stuff in it if you need to.
Oh, yeah, that's all I need. I just like carrying stuff.
Oh, okay.
I was confused because I thought the bag was magically removed from him.
It was.
It was.
And then it was in my inventory, so I thought I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
carrying it. So that's
You were.
that's
Okay.
where I was confused. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, and then so in this whole thing, I'm just gonna situate it like I'm
Yeah.
just gonna retie it round Reginald's neck. It's gonna be a cape again, and then we're good.
I'm gonna write Reginald of Holding on it.
That's fine.
You
So if
might as well just put him as like a familiar in your extra.
if you guys move back in, Lizette de la Fontaine is going to speak up and say, I've spoken with sorry, that's not his voice. And I spoke with my friends and they said that they'd be willing to part with this for a favor from you, Essequa.
Oh no, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
But
We had one. I forgot,
all right.
and they're very
Is he-
spacious, so it's not like we need to.
Is he genuinely thrown off, or is he putting on a flustered air?
Make an insight check.
May I also
13.
try and sense that?
Roll better than me.
Yeah, let's see if I think my best roll so far tonight is like a 12.
This
I
is the
believe
time.
Oh,
in
to-
both
there
of
we
you.
go. Now we get one. That's a 25.
All right.
Hey, nice.
Oh yeah, it looks okay, because you have a plus whatever. That's
Yeah.
not the right roll. Yeah, he is thrown off. But not as seriously as he's putting on. He wants you to think you've kind of like, won this exchange.
Do we both get that, or just Jen?
I'd say just
Cool.
Jen, or just
I
regular.
did not roll well, so that.
Okay.
I do have to wonder what the if like demons and devils ever really have dealt with a seriously neurodivergent person where it's just like, nah, I'm good.
Nah, bro, nah.
Just like, I don't need it. Are you sure? Yeah, no, I'm very
Well-
sure.
Well, if this and he just sort of like turns around and puts the bag back underneath his seat, you hear like just a very faint pop. And then he just says, "Will there be anything else?"
Aside from the spell components from me, no, I'm good. Thanks for the freebie, I suppose. Can I make an insight check as to figure out his whole situation? Because I'm really just working off of vibes and what
Absolutely.
Dominique has told me. Insight. So many vibes. That's a natural one. You know
Man,
what? It's
this
perfect.
man-
I'm leaving it.
This man is trustworthy as fuck.
Now, I don't think that purely off of Dominique's, like what Dominique has told me, but that is basically the entire foundation for my opinion about this man.
He was about to say, and as you make your insight into him and you kind of get that, he's about to say, well, if you don't need anything else, I understand. I'll just get you any, you guys have given him a list of components. He starts gathering stuff together. But I will say, definitely stop by again, Miss Essequa. I'm certain that we'll have more scrolls for you.
But for money this time, right? That's the whole point.
Well, there will be certainly a trade of some kind, yes.
There is
I'm
always
putting-
commerce to be done.
Always.
I hope that the trade is money for scrolls because that's all I have. I'm a very busy school student,
I understand. I think if for some reason it's a bit outside your price range, that we will be able to work out some sort of an arrangement.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
with
just
that-
putting
There is something I am wondering about getting my hands on.
but I mean, I'm also, if there's just other things that are fun, I'm open to other fun goodies.
I'm-
Also, marvelous pigments could be something that would be in Riv's universe. I think
Hmm.
he
that's something
has
that would interest her.
so anything that's going to be on the list that's uncommon, he has immediate access to. He can bring that out from underneath his seat.
Okay.
The extra dimensional space beneath his seat.
How difficult would it be to find a ring of mind shielding?
Everybody wants a ring of mind shielding.
I have one right here.
Oh, you do?
Right. Yeah.
I
Just
want
carry it
those.
around.
I feel like we're just taunting him.
Oh
at
wait, no,
this
I don't have mind shielding. I have telekinesis, 3 wishes, X-ray vision, spell turning, spell storing, and fire resistance. I thought I had mind shielding, but I don't.
So he is does not have, he can't get you illusionist bracers immediately.
Okay.
He almost certainly, I'm pretty sure Moonsicle is uncommon. Yeah. He can get you a +1 Moonsicle.
Okay. that's something I definitely am interested in.
So he's just gonna start putting a pile of stuff down here. So actually he's gonna take a ring. One of it, he's got
Actually,
many rings.
is there
on
a
his
way
hand.
to modify my staff to be moonsicle? Because I do, my staff obviously is, but I wouldn't want to hand that over. This is tricky. Never
Mhm.
mind. I don't know if I can
Especially
take
not to
that.
him.
Well,
Damn
let
it.
me put it this way.
I don't know how I'm gonna ever upgrade that weapon because it's been.
You've got hold on. You've got the school, and you've got a moonsicle in front of you.
Mhm.
Combining those two in some way or upgrading it using the magic of one to enhance the other might be possible, and you definitely don't need to use this sketchy motherfucker to do it.
Mhm.
You know
Right.
plenty of people that could help you with that.
Okay.
That could be something you do over the next week. But if you want to buy the moonsicle now, that would be applied towards it.
A moonsicle, like a popsicle.
The cost would be 150 gold.
I can swing that.
Cool.
And we had a ring of mind shielding.
Mhm.
He is going to so his hands, he's got like 2 to 3 rings on each of his fingers.
Of course he
and
does.
a couple on his thumbs. He's going to pull 2 rings off and then a third ring off. He's going to give you the third one from his right hand ring finger, and then he's going to put the other 2 back on. And he's going to say, that ring right there should be what you're looking for.
Is there anyone in it?
Well, that's part of the fun.
Isn't it just? How much?
That one will be 165.
165 for a ring that I may discover is inhabited by something that doesn't have my best interests at heart?
If you'd like to make a deal, I'm
I'm just saying, this seems like a very steep price.
well, if it's not something you'd like, I can always take it back. I like the look of it.
It's very fetching. It's very nice. I'm just, well, I would love to return and be a repeat customer. Maybe an act of faith to set things off?
I'll do this for you. Do me a favor in the future, and you can have it for free.
I need the specific favor. There are no unnamed boons in this house.
I don't have anything I need from you specifically right now.
Well, then that is not a favor I can give.
Understandable.
And I will hand him back the ring.
He's going to put it back on.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Let me know if you change yours. Because she would very much like to meet you.
Oh, now that's not fair. You cannot say something like that.
Although now you know that there's someone in the ring.
Or that he's just trying to tempt you.
What's that? She's not what she appears to be. Wild.
I do everything I can to not flinch or make any acknowledgement of what he said.
And make it well, you can't roll lower than a 20 on a deception
Yeah.
check. So yes, she seems to know quite a lot about you, Dominique.
Oh, it's not impressive. I've given you my name last time we met.
It wasn't your name you gave me.
Yeah.
You
I can
borrowed
be
that from someone
flighty.
else. You borrowed that from her, I think.
Insight. Is he bullshitting this, or is he
Make
actually
an insight check.
talking to someone?
I would like to also see if I can catch on to what's going here.
It's a
14?
14.
Is it okay for me to check too?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'd like to also jump on in on this.
Okay.
Y'all get in on this train.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let my natural one ride through this.
Oh, nice,
Fearless,
Fearless.
he is absolutely being honest about this, which raises so many questions about your friend here.
Ooh. Ooh.
So with the 25, the honesty is that there really is someone in the ring, and that's really what she's saying.
Yeah. And that apparently Dominique's name is not Dominique. That is a borrowed name from someone else.
I think Farrell's she's been standing kind of in the back, just kind of resting on her hammer this whole time because her hammer is her holy symbol and she doesn't need any of the stuff in here. And she knows better than to talk to him. And so she doesn't say anything and she doesn't react at all. And the way she's going to not react is because we've already now found out, like, we have titles and there's like dreamer things going on. So I think she files that away, but isn't going to react in any way just yet.
Are you sure you don't want it?
I'll give you 150 for it.
See, now I think you are willing to pay more than 160.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Cannot
Which,
get lower
again,
than a
you-
20.
I know
That's
you
a
can't remember.
21.
Wow.
Blackjack.
That's your. So you actually rolled an 11. Nice.
Mhm.
Give me one moment. I definitely have a character sheet for him.
I love that we're both bullshitting each other on this. Well, I don't want to buy it. Well, I don't want to sell it.
He believes that you're not willing to pay him more than 150 for it. All right. 150 it is.
And I drop 100 gold and 5 platinum.
Nice. Well, is there anything else?
Not for me.
Is there anything I need to know about this? And I point to the moonsicle before I buy it.
Not that I know of. It's just a gift from my friends down below. For me to sell.
I'm not
as I
asking for
wish.
a gift.
No, it's sold. You paid me for it. It's fine.
Before this is before I pay.
Okay.
And
Sorry.
we've been trained on negotiation with
You've been trained on negotiation and
with loopholes,
specifically-
right?
Well, no, you've been specifically warned about this specific dude.
So just I want to make sure I'm hitting all of the things I need
Yeah.
to be hitting on this that Jen may not know, but reveal it would be trained
Oh,
to
for
do.
sure.
So
Yeah. He's not. I can tell you right now, he's not trying to trick you into anything. You need to.
Okay.
You need to willingly be involved in a deal before that happens.
Okay. Just making sure.
This
So
is me
I will
as the DM telling you, the player, you're not going to get tricked into a deal.
Okay. Then I will pay my 150 gold for my moonsicle.
Fair enough. And it is. We're definitely at the point where we should probably call our session.
Sim, actually, instead of
One more
giving
thing?
him the platinum, can I just give him gold?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You'd probably rather carry less weight
Yeah.
around, I'm sure.
Yep. That and
Also, after what you just found out, maybe you don't want to be handing over your dad's platinum.
exactly. That was that and.
I was thinking about that when you did that, but I'm like,
yeah.
All right, and you're not until you attune to the
Right.
ring. You're not going to be able to hear any voices
Right.
that happen to be living in it. So, I think we can call our session here. Let's do. I'm gonna do my credits for everybody. Cartography by Shay and Peku. Cartography by Shay and Peku Sci-Fi. Maps by Luke Stratton. Maps by Eightfold Paper. Music by Tabletop Audio. Character tokens by Greek 46. And Kate-
Overlays by Exploding Dice on Etsy. I need to add that in.
And also, thank you to our moderators, Billith and Strike Red Kite. And does
Yay.
anybody have anything they'd like to plug before we go?
Me.
Go ahead.
If you're gonna be in Atlanta the first week of October, I will be at DreamHack Atlanta doing stuff. Don't know what I'm doing, but I'll be there. We probably won't have time to do anything else, but that's where I'll be. So if you'll be there, then I'll be there, and we should be there together.
All right.
That's it.
Chat, y'all are hilarious. We love you. Thank you.
And I will say, when we get to starting our next session up, and I'll say this for the audience's benefit and for the players' benefit, we'll probably talk a little bit in chats over the next week about what other preparations you'd like to make, and be ready to go when the next session starts. Roughly ready to go.
Cool,
Sounds like
All
a
right.
plan.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Did it.
Thank you very much for watching. I don't have an outro yet, so don't die.